Hi everyone, Jennifer Blevins-Smith with Integral Clinic Solutions, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Navigating the Business of Medicine. Today we're going to talk about the importance of job descriptions. Putting together job descriptions is something I feel gets easily overlooked with all of the hustle, bustle, and details of other aspects of the business that need to be completed prior to opening your doors as a practice owner and as an office manager. However, the purpose of job descriptions is multifaceted. It can save you in many situations, and it's super important to have those established before you start hiring staff. Job descriptions should have everything from expectations to hours to the physical demands of sitting, standing, lifting, all of that fun stuff. And now with ChatGPT, you have a resource at your fingertips, literally, that can help you put it together in a very formal and professional way. Having your job descriptions set out before you start hiring staff is really important, as well as when you're going to start training staff. Job descriptions will help you even hire your staff because you can take that information and put it in job postings. You can ask your questions during interviewing directly from your job descriptions that you've put together for the role in which you are interviewing the candidate. I love having job descriptions. It is something that might take a while to put together because you want to be very thorough and detailed. However, you don't have to make changes to it unless there is a need in the practice to. Maybe you realize, oh, this position has morphed into requiring these expectations or these skills. Maybe you add a new position, so you have to add a new job description. But once you have them established, it's a lot easier to edit than to make up completely, right? Job descriptions also can help when it comes to staff performance and their reviews, things along those lines. If your staff is not fulfilling their basic job description and expectations, you have every right to follow the proper process of putting them on some kind of plan to help with their employment performance. Or if you needed to fire them, you would have that supporting documentation. Same thing goes for if someone were to get hurt on the job and it says in their job description certain expectations of being able to lift a certain amount of weight, sitting for certain amounts of time, using keyboards and computers, standing for certain amounts of time, being on your feet, things like that, because it will say this was the job expectation. If you're not physically able to do it, then it supports you as an employer or a manager, showing that this was upfront communicated to the staff that were hired. I used to have my staff sign job descriptions upon hiring them. So that confirmed that there was a little disclosure at the bottom. I have read my job description and expectations. I am able to fulfill all of them without any hesitation. Anything that I am concerned about, I have discussed with my hiring manager, and we have put a proper plan into place or something like that, just so that it covers me and I put it in their employee file. Job descriptions should also include not only the physical demands, but the qualifications for the role, the expected hours that they would be working, who they would be working with. And I know a lot of people will be like, whoa, that's over the top. But this helps you also write your handbook for employees. This helps you, like I said, with posting those job openings when you need to hire for those positions. There's a lot of overlap where putting the right time, effort, thought, detail into the job description will help you across the board in many other obvious roles that you have as a manager or owner, and make it life a little bit easier in these other things that you need to do. The important thing that I like to always add to job descriptions is that, well, especially in a small practice, that people are expected to wear multiple hats. And even though your job description will say that you were hired for this certain position, you should learn and understand the other roles in the practice job descriptions in case you are asked to work those positions temporarily. So even though I might not have my staff sign the acknowledgement because they weren't actually hired for front office, they were hired for a medical assistant or something like that, I do give them the job descriptions of the other roles that they could be asked to fulfill, or partial roles, so that they know. I also feel like staff perform better when they know what is expected of their colleagues in their roles. Because if people understand what other people's responsibilities are and how their personal responsibilities overlap, influence, rely upon the other staff members' responsibilities, I feel like people are more cognizant of being better workers, and they're more understanding if something didn't get done or a mistake was made, because we're all human, it happens, and there's just a little bit more mercy and grace between your staff. Job descriptions can really, really help in many ways. It's worth putting the time, the effort, the detail, the thought process into it, and it's okay to edit them. It's okay to have something out and made and you're using it to start and open your practice, and then you end up going, oh, you know what? That isn't applicable for that role. Or, oh, it's a little bit more than that. I probably should add a little bit more detail. That is completely fine. As long as you communicate the changes to your staff, you have the most updated description available to your staff, and your other documentation like standard operating procedures, your employee handbook, and all of that all match and everything meshes together, and there's no contradictions and there's no confusion between everything that needs to work together, you will be completely fine. I also suggest just once in a while, maybe once every 6 months, once a year, depending on where you're at in your business process, reviewing job descriptions, reviewing your employee handbook, reviewing your standard operating procedures, reviewing any other kind of documentation that you have for your staff, just to make sure everything is congruent, it's updated, and it's a good resource that your staff can rely upon to reference if you're not available or when they have questions about something, and they have the confidence that it is the most up-to-date information. If you have any questions or comments about this topic, please leave that in the comments below. Smash the thumbs up button if today's video was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and please share this with your colleagues whom you feel would benefit. I appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.